My name is Eric. It's not a coincidence that the comic book character Erik Da'Raven and I share the same first name. I created Erik Da'Raven. That is where James OBarr got his idea for The Crow. I think if you've been a fan of the movie or the comic book, then you deserve to know the truth about where James OBarr got his idea for The Crow. Quick reminder though, I bought this because there's a profile of James OBarr, a portfolio, which I think you should watch if you're a fan of The Crow. If you've ever studied about people who lie, how they blink and behave, you'll catch that in there as soon as he starts, and definitely as it gets to the part where he starts talking about where he got the idea. My New Year's resolution for 2008 was to settle my past so I could get on with my future. I think we all know what it's like to be taken advantage of or stabbed in the back. Personally, I've never met anybody who's enjoyed that experience. The guy plainly ripped me off. I met James OBarr on Old Hallows Eve night in downtown Detroit on the corner of Cass and Bagley, inside Leland House. This is where a mixed goth punk bar called City Club is to this day. It is where I met James OBarr. That is also where the comic book The Crow began. He asked me that night if he could use me in the comic book. I told him yes, if he dedicated it to my friend Tammy Grimes, which he didn't. Breach of contract. He took down my phone number and called me the next day. The comic book was a collaboration between James OBarr and myself. Everything James OBarr has told you about where he got the idea and when he started working on The Crow is a blatant lie. I have tried to settle this matter with James OBarr back in 1989, before I left for the service to be stationed overseas in Japan. I got in contact with Gary Reed several times, 3 to 4 times, and he passed my phone number on to OBarr, but he refused to contact me. After serving my country in the Gulf War, I returned to the United States after being in Japan for 3.5 years. I got out because of Gulf War syndrome. I tried to get a lawyer to take my case. At first I tried to settle it in January of '94 with James OBarr personally, but he once again would not return my calls. Gary Reed told me that that The Crow didn't match any of his previous work or any of his other work, so he figured that he may have gotten it from another individual. He got it from me. This Halloween will be the true 20th anniversary since the creation of the comic book The Crow. I have a few pictures here. Alright, let me read this to you first. This was a reprint. 2002 is when it was put out. It says here on the second sentence that any resemblance to actual events or locals or persons living or dead is entirely coincidental. That's not true. Especially according to John Burgeon from Kansas City back in 1993. I'll read you this right here. He says, I have sat next to my friend James OBarr through many comic book conventions, and I've listened to his half-truth answers to questions like, where did you get the idea for The Crow? And, why did you do this story? He would always answer saying something about it being based on a true story. It is. It's based on the death of my friend Tammy Grimes, who was a mime with me in 4-H, and it's about 4 of his friends who died a few nights before Halloween. The night I met him, he had just come back from a funeral. Ashley DeRocha and I, my editor and my helper and co-writer, on the 1st of October, tracked down the real Shelley. I've blacked out the names because I don't want you people contacting these people and upsetting them. I've already done so. The day of the accident, down here at the bottom, Michigan, 4 dying car crash. That's the story he told me. Here it is again, reprinted October 31st in Detroit Free Press. 4 of his friends did die in that car accident. Their ages were between 18 to 20, and he was 28 at the time. He said his fiancee's name was Shelley. I found Shelley, and the accident exactly what he told me about. Here's a picture of me from back then. This would be the previous year before I met him. Look at my hair. See the way it's cut? The hair on the individual, on his drawing. The night I met him on the 31st of October, he told me he was going right home to work on the Crow. 10 o'clock that morning he called me. Told me he'd been up all night drawing. Sometimes I wonder if this is the one he used, if the eyes are blue as mine. We lose focus. I'm looking for, I have information on OBarr already. I have evidence, but I need photographic evidence. While I was serving overseas, my stepmother and father got divorced. She threw out all my trophies and burned all my stuff and burnt a lot of pictures. I have no photographs. I'm looking for friends who have photographs. They're worth a lot to me. I'm looking for people who were members at Oxford Video back in 1987 in Oxford, Michigan, who took pictures of me that night. Maybe your parents or grandparents might have photographs you could look through. I'm also looking for individuals that used to go to City Club from 1985 all the way through 1989. I prefer to get pictures if you might have them or you remember me, especially you, Liz, and your sister. I know you took a picture of me that night a few times. And if you have photographic evidence between 86 and 87, that would be perfect. It's worth a lot to me in proving my case against OBarr and filing a lawsuit against him. I've been working on a book since the beginning of the year. I've already chosen a title. It'll be called Growing Up Damaged in America, the Real Erik Da'Raven story, co-creator of the comic book The Crow. You can reach me here on YouTube. I don't have information down. It takes me a while. But you can also look at some pictures I have from the military at myspace.com/Erik, E-R-I-K, Da'Raven, D-A-R-A-V-E-N, Da'Raven. I'd like to thank you for watching my video. I do plan on releasing more. I shot a larger video, which I'm having problems editing. Ashley DeRocha is helping me with that. It's going to be maybe anywhere between 20 minutes to 40. It's pretty long as we cut it down. I really like to thank you for watching my video here, and if you can help me gather up more information, I'd really appreciate it. I think OBarr should be exposed for the type of individual he really is. I think he has no respect for any of his fans whatsoever. So please get in contact with me, and thank you once again, and have an enjoyable evening, and happy Halloween.